Here's something strange that almost no one talks about. Some of the most intelligent, emotionally aware, deeply empathetic people on this planet cannot remember your name. They'll meet you, look you in the eyes, feel genuinely moved by your presence, and 20 minutes later, your name is completely gone. And we've been told this means they don't care, that forgetting is a sign of disrespect, that if someone truly mattered to you, you would remember them. But psychology tells a very different story. Because forgetting a name isn't always about attention. Sometimes it's about what the mind is actually paying attention to, and what that quietly reveals about the way a person experiences the entire world. You've probably been there. You're introduced to someone at a work meeting, a social gathering, a dinner party. They say their name, you hear it, you even repeat it silently in your head, and then, almost immediately, it's gone, like water through open hands. The moment you realize it, something uncomfortable settles in your chest, a quiet embarrassment. You spend the rest of the conversation carefully avoiding their name, nodding at the right moments, hoping no one notices the gap. Or maybe you've been that coworker, the one who sits 3 desks away from someone for 6 months, knows their coffee order, knows they're going through something hard at home, and still has to glance at their email signature just to remember what to call them. And if you're on the receiving end, it stings in a way that feels almost irrational. Someone forgot your name. And even though you tell yourself it doesn't matter, it does. Just a little. Because the need to be remembered is not vanity. It runs deep. It runs ancient. This happens to millions of people every single day. And almost no one stops to ask, why? Psychologists have noticed that memory is not a recording device. It doesn't capture everything equally. The brain is selective, ruthlessly so. And what it chooses to remember reveals something intimate about where a person's inner world is truly focused. When someone forgets a name easily, research suggests it's often because their mind is doing something else entirely during that first encounter. They're reading the room, absorbing emotion, noticing the tiredness behind someone's eyes, the hesitation in a voice, the energy that words alone never carry. The name, just a string of sounds, gets processed through what psychologists call the phonological loop, a temporary holding system for verbal information. But here's what's strange. Your brain didn't fail you. It made a choice. When someone is deeply attuned to emotional atmosphere, that phonological loop gets quietly crowded out. The brain, in real time, decided that feeling this person mattered more than filing their name. It prioritized meaning over memory, presence over data. From a psychological perspective, this is connected to what researchers call global processing, a cognitive style where the mind instinctively absorbs the whole picture rather than isolated details. People who think this way are often highly intuitive. They feel their way through rooms. They sense things that were never spoken aloud. And yet, they forget your name. Inside, it doesn't feel like carelessness. It feels like the opposite. Picture this. Someone walks into a conversation and becomes almost completely absorbed by the human being in front of them. Not by the information, not by the facts, by the presence. They walk away carrying something invisible, a mood, an impression, an emotional residue that stays with them long after the conversation ends. They remember exactly how you made them feel. They remember the moment your voice changed. They remember what you said that surprised you both. They carry emotional memories, with a fidelity that most people never develop. But the name? Gone before they even reached the door. And living with that is quietly exhausting. Because the world doesn't grade on feeling. The world grades on names, on details, on the polished, organized version of attention that says, "I remembered you." These people often carry a low-grade shame, a private belief that something in their social wiring is broken, when in truth, their wiring is simply tuned to a different frequency entirely. Here's what's worth sitting with. The people who most reliably remember names are often those who've learned to treat social interaction as a performance. They have techniques, systems. They repeat the name 3 times. They associate it with a visual anchor. It works. And it often has very little to do with genuine emotional presence. Meanwhile, the person who forgot your name within minutes may have been more with you in that conversation than almost anyone else you spoke to that day. That's not an excuse. It's a distinction. And it matters deeply. Because we've quietly built a social world that rewards the appearance of connection over the experience of it. We applaud the person with perfect recall. We quietly judge the one who was too busy feeling to memorize. And somewhere in that gap, something honest gets lost. But here's the paradox that makes this genuinely strange. The people who forget names most easily are often the ones who never forget you. They can't tell you what you were called, but they can tell you exactly what you said that surprised them. They remember the feeling in the air when you walked in. They remember the precise moment your eyes told a story your words never did. It's almost as if the mind made a trade. Give up the label, keep the truth. And yet, the label is what the world uses to measure whether you are paying attention. So these people spend their lives caught between the richness of their inner experience and the social cost of not performing memory the way the world expects it to look. This touches something deeper about identity and the way we're conditioned to prove that we care. From childhood, the message is consistent. Remembering is respect, forgetting is indifference. And for some people, that message lands so hard that forgetting a name becomes entangled with shame, with the fear of being seen as cold, unreliable, self-absorbed. They begin to over-apologize before introductions even happen. They carry a low hum of social anxiety into every new room. That anxiety is worth examining, because it often isn't really about names. It's about the deeper fear of being misunderstood, of being labeled careless by a world that only ever sees the surface. And there's one more layer. Many people who struggle with name recall are quietly carrying something heavy: chronic stress, anxiety, emotional overload, grief that never fully processed. When the mind is already managing something beneath the surface, working memory compresses. Names slip through, not because people don't matter, but because the mind is already full of things that do. Have you ever met someone who forgot your name, but somehow made you feel completely seen? Have you ever noticed that the people who remember every detail of your life don't always make you feel known? While someone who couldn't remember what to call you somehow understood something essential about who you were. Maybe you've experienced this yourself. The frustration of forgetting, the bracing before introductions, the quiet belief that something is wrong with you. Or maybe you've been on the other side, forgotten, and the small, irrational ache of that stayed longer than you expected. If you forget names easily, this is not a character flaw. It is not evidence of selfishness or social failure. It may simply be evidence of a mind that processes people from the inside out, that reaches for meaning before it ever reaches for detail. And if you want to bridge that gap, not to fix yourself, but simply to honor the people in front of you, try this. When someone tells you their name, Pause for just 3 seconds. Don't rush past it. Let it land. Repeat it once, naturally, in the conversation. That small moment of intention tells your brain, this is worth holding. Not because the name defines the person, but because they are worth the pause. In the end, memory was never just about storage. It was always about meaning. The mind remembers what it was built to remember, and some minds were built to remember feeling. The particular texture of a conversation, the exact weight of a silence, the precise moment a stranger became someone real. They will forget your name. They will carry you anyway. But here's the part no one says out loud. The people who have truly seen you, the ones whose presence changed something quiet inside you, you never needed to remind them of your name at all. Because the people who matter most were never the ones who needed a name to remember you. And maybe that's the most human truth of all.